Syracuse women's basketball team has made national tournament history. You see what I'm
Yes.
wearing in the studio this morning? You see what's going on? And picture in
Yes.
picture with me, Tay Baker, the head coach of the women's basketball team at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, following the team winning their first ever USCAA Division One national tournament game with the opportunity to move even closer to the first ever national championship. And this Bobcat Buzz featuring Tay Baker is to celebrate the history of a young program at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse that has now won its first ever national tournament game. Tay, that's some big words right there. How we doing?
That's some big words, bro. You just yeah, some big words.
How you doing?
Bro, I'm doing good, man. Blessed, I'm excited. I'm happy, There's so many different feelings going through my body, that I could barely explain.
Yeah, I mean this is an incredible moment. You and I spoke right after, and I got to show
Yeah.
a little piece of that of us both going, "Let's go!" So
Yes.
to have that moment. I mean, we see Deja go absolutely off in the game, and we also we see so many different performances from your student athletes and Deja had the career day in scoring, but I also want to talk about the inside play that you had as well, where we're seeing 20 plus rebounds, 20 plus points. I mean, your team, quite frankly, played maybe the best basketball that we have ever seen them play. And with you being
Mhm.
there for the last couple seasons as their head coach, it has been completely tremendous to see what they've done, the work that they've put in. And
Mhm.
Deja White, who I interviewed going into the game, your guard out of Jamaica, New York, from Francis Lewis High School, having
Mhm.
over 30 points. And then to speak about the fact that Eunice had 20 plus rebounds and 20 plus points as well. Bring me into the game. Let us live through your eyes on the sideline.
Yesterday's game was an amazing game. We started off slow. You were tuned in, right, Dan?
What'd you say?
You were tuned into the game, right, yesterday?
Yeah, I was trying to follow along. They don't always make it the easiest, but yes. So go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, to piggyback off that, we played amazing, bro. We started off like slow. All of us, including myself, were nervous. Like you said, this is our first time in the national, well, not first time in nationals, but like this, my first time in nationals and a lot of my players. So we all had that jittery feeling, but after a while, I gave them a little prep talk, called a timeout, gave them a prep talk, get the jitters out, and we kind of got on our horse and it started rolling.
Yeah, and like you said, you gave them a pep talk to get the jitters out. How quickly do you feel like they were able to release the nerves and play more freely?
Different players, it was different times. It took like a little, like Deja, she kind of got going a little bit, faster than everyone else. But a few of my other players, I just had to motivate them and let them know like this is what we wanted all year. This the big stage. Don't be nervous. And it's okay to be nervous, but don't be nervous for 40 minutes. First couple minutes, okay, now it's just time to get the ball rolling. Let's get going. Let's do what we do.
And when you say let's do what we do, how would you describe Bryant and Stratton College of Syracuse basketball? What is when you say we're going to do what we do? What is that to somebody that maybe hasn't seen you out there yet? How would you describe who you are as a basketball program?
I would say that we're a family, honestly. When I say do what we do, it's time to come together. It's time to everyone get on the same page. It's time to just like get going. And when I say that to them, they understand what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It's just time to wake up. We don't, like I said, we're on a big stage. We don't get another chance at this, tomorrow. Like this is it. Like I told him yesterday, it's time to live in the moment, wake up you know.
Yeah,
So that's pretty much what I mean when I tell them like it's time to do what we do.
and having this opportunity, this historic win for Bryant and Stratton College of Syracuse to get a victory in women's basketball in the national tournament. Has that hit you yet that you are officially a part of history, something that'll never happen twice?
I'm honestly, it's starting to hit me because you mentioned it to me. I spoke with a few people after the USCA after the game yesterday, and they mentioned it as well. I'm blessed to be the person in this position to have that opportunity to be the first one to make it to the Final Fours. In national tournament. That's a great accomplishment. And I don't know, Dan. I'm excited. I'm ready to stay on this ride, and see what else we can do. We're a special team, and I really do believe that.
What is so special about the team this year? You've had to navigate through adversity of different types. You've had to go through different things and evolve to where you are today.
Hmm.
How do you think this team? I mean, just to describe the adversity of injury and some other things, and just how you feel like this team has responded to things that have happened, including things that are out of their control.
I feel like they responded really well. Our team knew what we were dealing with at the beginning of the season, as far as numbers, as far as some of our players becoming ineligible. Like you said, we've dealt with adversity, but like I said earlier, we just learned to stick together, and no matter what, even with the ineligible players, we keep them around. We keep them like locked in with us because they were with us at the beginning. So I just feel like we do a good job with staying together and keeping our composure and staying locked in for the season, even though we don't have a ton of numbers. You know.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at the team right now. You played one player off the bench in the game,
Hmm.
and so I mean,
Yeah.
you had your starting five and then one off the bench, playing six women in this national tournament. I mean, I guess I can call you like a younger Bayheim, but but what
Appreciate that.
what can you say about that? Knowing that you have such a short bench due to some ineligibility that happened throughout the season as well as injury, just
Hmm.
how this team has fought with smaller numbers to be where you are. I mean, literally leaning on your starting five. I mean, we look at Eunice played 40 minutes, Des played 40 minutes, Deja played 40 minutes. So just, knowing that three out of your five starting five played the entire game through, and then your
Yes.
other two starters played 33 and 31, and then Gabriella Murray came off the bench to play 16 minutes. Just how your starters have responded to this and having a short bench and like you said, how proud you are of this team. The fact that they had the stamina of withstanding being on the court for the entire time or almost the entire time. Tay, can you hear us? No, we might have lost Tay here for a second. Let's see here. Tay, can you hear us okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got Tay here with us. There we go. And it's the there's something that's off here for a second. So let's see. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna bring Tay back in. So I'm gonna close it and I'm gonna reopen it. We're gonna bring Tay back in. So they are on the road in Richmond, Virginia, because they have their next game coming up here in the Final Four. So what we're doing is we're going to try and bring Tay back in and see if we can do that. Sometimes internet in hotel rooms gets a little wonky, and you know that a lot of different states are dealing with wind weather right now. So we're going to see if we can bring Tay back in here and get him back into the conversation here. But we're here in this Bobcat Buzz special speaking on the Bryant Stratton Syracuse women's basketball team making history, winning their first ever national tournament game in the USCAA Division One. So big time for the college as a whole and for this women's basketball program as we look to get Tay back in. I will run you down the numbers here. Starter Des Perry in 40 minutes came away with 4 rebounds, all defensively, couple assists, only 1 turnover. and finished with 4 points on 2 of 4 shooting. Deja White was 9 of 35 from the field, 1 of 9 from 3, 11 of 15 at the charity stripe. In 40 minutes, she scored 30 points. She had 14 rebounds for a double-double for Deja White, the guard. She had 5 offensive rebounds, 9 defensive rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. She did have 5 turnovers in the game and only 1 foul. And then Deontay Reed Fuller in 31 minutes had 9 points on 4 of 8 shooting, 1 for 1 from the charity stripe, 4 offensive, 4 defensive rebounds for 8 total rebounds, just shy of a double-double, 1 assist, 1 steal, only 1 turnover. Eunice had 25 points in 40 minutes to go with 29 rebounds. 25 points, 29 rebounds in 40 minutes, 10 of 20 from the field, all from inside of the arc, 5 for 7 at the charity stripe, 17 offensive rebounds, 12 defensive rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers in the game. Had the best game of her collegiate career, I would say, for Eunice Silong here. And then Josiah had, let's see here, 6 points in 33 minutes, 2 for 10 shooting, including 2 for 6 from 3, 1 offensive rebound, 4 defensive rebounds, 5 total rebounds, only 1 turnover in the game. And off the bench, Gabriella had, in 16 minutes, only brought forward here a steal in it, but gave 16 minutes to the team, who won the game 74-60. A big time thanks to Tay for being a part of this. We're going to end this live broadcast as I think they're having some trouble out there in Richmond, Virginia, but we appreciate and respect and are so proud of the team as they get set for their first ever Final Four for Bryant Stratton College. And we're going to get Tay back in. So this is live, folks. This is how we do live here. So definitely looking forward to having Tay come on to the broadcast here with us. And there he is. So we got Tay back here. We're going to bring Tay back in picture. So bear with us here for 1 second as we're bringing Tay back onto the broadcast here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports truly meets that thing called life. This is what happens when you deal with road internet. You never know what you're going to get.
Yes.
So.
Dan.
Yeah. So Tay, we're trying to bring Tay in here. Tay, can you hear us? It's coming in slow motion here.
My phone, I know it's
Okay. Yeah, so we're missing out on Tay here. We can hear him, but it's coming through very slowly. So, Tay, if you can hear us, what we're going to do is we'll try and get you on a little bit later today. We'll try. Well, now we get. Okay, Tay, can you hear us?
Yep, can you hear me?
Okay, all right, we got you here. So, yeah, just wanted to get into, just relying on your starting 5 and only one person coming off the bench. Just what you could say about the stamina and the endurance in the fight in having such a small amount of players out there that are there for you to win a national tournament game with the starting 5 plus 1.
Yeah, it's just pretty much like you just mentioned about like conditioning and and a lot of it is just pacing ourselves. There's like certain times of the game where we try to speed it up, and there's certain times of the games where we slow it down. We just have to pace ourselves. Once I start seeing my girls get tired, then we have to make that adjustment. But I know we do a lot of running in practice for these situations and moments. So that's why I feel like they're able to get up and down the court. And then we also have a few more players on the bench as well. But yeah, G is probably like you said, G is the only other player on the bench that came in yesterday. But we do have a few other players.
Yeah, and what was the decision for you yesterday to only take one off the bench?
Honestly, I didn't want to fix nothing that wasn't broke. I seen a few of my players getting tired, so I feel like with the sub that we made, the kind of that particular player get her
We're losing Tay here again a little bit here. Hopefully we can.
Who I'm talking about is Jose, and we're
Yeah,
coming,
we're trying to pull Tay back in here.
sitting
We're losing
out
him a little bit here on the feed. So coming through a little bit tough. Like I
here.
said, we're going live with Tay from Richmond, Virginia, and it's not coming through as clear as we want it to, and so it's kind of frozen in time a little bit here. But to go back to it, the team won 74-60 in their first game, Bryant Stratton Syracuse. It is the first time that the women's basketball team has ever won in the national tournament. This is their historic first win in the USCAA Division I national tournament, and it will put them up against Lyon tonight. Bryant Stratton Syracuse will face off against Lyon, and that game is going to happen March 11th tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. As we've struggled to hear Tay in this because we're dealing with some road internet issues down in Richmond, Virginia. Tay, can you hear us? We think maybe he can. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try and maybe field this a different way, but we got some
I can
information
hear
out there.
you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You can hear us? Okay.
I can hear you, but it's extremely delayed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's getting a little delayed. So what we're gonna do, Tay, is what we'll do here is we'll try and catch up with you. We'll do something and we'll set it up that way. But we were able to get some information out. The biggest news is to get Tay on the broadcast here to celebrate the fact that this team has done a tremendous job. Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse women's basketball representing the entire college as they win their first ever national tournament
Yes,
game
sir,
in the
Dan. Thank
history
you.
of their program. So, big time ups to the team. The USCAA Division I National Tournament Final Four continues. Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse is a part of that, and we will talk with Tay about this, hopefully, again, very soon. But we got to at least get you some information here, despite some technical difficulties in Richmond. We thank you for watching, and as always,